Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to a brand new Most Feared banger. Today, we're talking about the new Most Feared
spooky, swamp scaly, thickety slap daddy promo
that is here in Madden Overdrive. Now today, we are talking about how do you get swamp scales? What is the best way to get 1 million swamp scales, which is going to end up getting you not only Most Feared Brian Dawkins, but all 4 of the bosses that you cut and exchanged for scales. I'm gonna talk about the best way to get swamp scales. I'm talking about the best way to approach it, and alongside that, some of the tips and tricks to be able to get more scales and all that kind of stuff. So as you know, there are 3 pieces to the Most Feared promo, which is gonna be the Pharaoh, it's gonna be the Werewolf, and it's gonna be Gronkenstein. Now, let's go here. Before we even talk about getting those scales, you have to make a decision consciously in your mind right now about what you want to do. Do you want Rob Gronkowski? Do you want Aaron Rodgers? Do you want Derek Wolfe? Or do you want Pharaoh Cooper? This is extremely important for you to make this decision right now, because based off this is going to be a strategy specifically catered towards you into getting as many of the scales as possible in an effort to get more achievements. Now, first off, I am a vertical scheme person, and Gronk is a vertical scheme tight end, so I'm going to be going for Gronkenstein. Now keep in mind, these players are going to be, diamond players, they're master players, and they're going to enrage. Now what enrage means that come sometime close to October 31st Halloween, they're going to get really big on the field. That's what they've done in the past. That is what we're expecting to happen now. So, do you want, when you're playing Overdrive, when you're playing League versus League, you want to be able to play with your crazy Most Feared Master card. So if you have Gronk, you'll have a really big tight end. If you have Pharaoh Cooper, you'll have a really big receiver threat. If you have Aaron Rodgers, you'll have a monster QB. If you have Derek Wolfe, well, you'll have a monster D end, but you won't be able to play with him because you can't really ever play defense in Madden Overdrive. So I would suggest going for Rodgers, going for Gronk, or going for Pharaoh Cooper, and making that decision right off the bat. Now, if you want to get your specific master, there's going to be a grind that you have to complete. Now, for every single live event section, you have to complete all the initial live events and get your popcorn. So what I suggest right off the bat is play all the Gronkenstein events and get your free popcorn. Play all the werewolf and vampire events, get your free popcorn. Play all of the Tomb of the Pharaoh events down here and get your free popcorn packs, so you have as much popcorn as physically possible. Now that you have all the popcorn and all of the base events complete for all 3 events, you're going to want to choose the one that you want to grind. So in this case, let's say I want to grind the werewolf versus vampire promo. Well, I'm going to start playing these live events constantly, and they're going to renew every few hours. So as you can see here, 27 minutes until these renew, and once they renew, you get to play them once, and then after that, you have to pay popcorn to continue to play these events. Now, every time you complete these, you are going to get either the werewolf or the bat logos. Now, to complete the first one, you have to get at least 800 of the wolf currency items in order to unlock the first minion. Now, this is going to get to a very specific and important part. Your goal, the first thing you need to do in this Most Feared promo, is to get 1 minion from every single master. So you need to get 800 of these wolves and get your first minion from Derek Wolfe. You want to go ahead and get 600 of the bats and get your first minion from Aaron Rodgers. You're going to want to go get your first minion from Gronk and your first minion from Tomb of the Pharaoh. Once you do that, you'll have 4 minions, which then you can take those 4 minions and exchange those for, guess what? Scales. Once you get your 4 base minions, that's the first step, you will have all your minions and you're going to exchange them in the item exchange port, and you're going to get scales for those players. Now, after that, you're going to get about 60,000 scales, right? You'll have 60,000 scales or 100,000 scales from turning in those minions, which we're then going to be able to go here, go to the marketplace, and see in the store that you have 60k minions right off the bat, and that's going to get you all the way to about this first requirement, which is going to be a bunch of XP and like whistles. Now, these first, whistles and XP and like all this kind of stuff, it's cool, but it kind of sucks. Like, I wish I was getting Most Feared items, more popcorn, more players. You don't actually start to get really dope stuff until you get to like 250,000 scales, where you will get an 88 overall Dawkins. By just completing the first minion for every single one of these events, you are going to get these scales. Now, after getting the scales, you are now going to choose the one that you want to grind for and get the master. So let's say now that I got the scales from the first minion, I beat all 4 of the minions. Again, you can go back and keep fighting them and keep getting more of the collectibles to get minions, but you want to be making sure that you're using your popcorn in the right way. So I've already got 4 minions from each person. I have popcorn left. I'm going to go to Gronk because I personally want Gronk, and I'm going to grind Gronk as much as possible using my popcorn to buy the events and complete them. By doing this, I'm going to be getting more and more lightning collectibles, and the more lightning collectibles I get, the closer chance I get to unlocking Rob Gronkowski and more of his minions. This whole promo literally revolves around the fact that you're exchanging almost every elite that you get off the bat. Every minion needs to be exchanged. Every minion you get needs to be exchanged because that's going to be valuable scales for you in trying to get the Masters and, of course, Brian Dawkins. Now, you're going to get an 89 Rob Gronkowski after grinding. Once you get that 89, you're done with this promo. You can go and play, Pharaoh or play the Werewolf promo. But you want to choose one first, and you want to grind it all the way out to the end. Every minion you get, you're going to exchange instantly so you get those scales. And alongside that, you're also fighting on one specific event and movie to be able to get that master. Now, what are some of the ways that I can go ahead and get more of the collectibles quicker for Gronkenstein? Like, what are some of the ways I can get more lightning, more wolves, more bats, so that I can go ahead and get more minions, which means more scales? Because it all starts initially with those collectibles, which then turn into live events that give you minions, which then turn into exchangeable scales, and then those scales turn into progressing for Brian Dawkins. So let's go to packs. If you go here to the Most Feared promo and go to packs right here, you're going to see that there's actually some dope packs that are in the store. Now, if you have some coins and you're able to grind coins, this pack is kind of nice. You get 10 a day. That's 20,000 coins. It not only gives you 100 popcorn, so you're able to use that popcorn to play more live events and get more of the collectibles, but it's also going to give you a gold player. Now, this is a 77 overall kick return, which is actually pretty nice. Now, Ryan Switzer, I'm going to be able to go and take him and exchange him for some of the collectibles for the Pharaoh promo. So if I put him in here, 225 right off the bat, I go ahead and I can exchange him, confirm, and I just got 225 more of those, what is it? Like, what are they called? Switzers or Scarabs or something like that. I don't know what the currency is called. I just got 225 more. Now, I can go use those to complete, again, the minion events. You want to use all of these that you have and complete the minions. Get as many minions as possible, like you're freaking Gru, and you got your minions. That was a terrible Gru impression. I will never do that again. And you take all your minions and you exchange your minions. That's how you get the scales. Now, there are also other ways to get scales by exchanging other elite players that you pull. Whether you get a lucky elite player pull, whether you buy a pack, whether you buy a bundle, whether you just like find an elite floating around, there's a way to get one of those awesome elite pulls. Now, how to do that? Well, basically, I'm going to show you a quick little secret to getting more scales as well. Go to Daily Goals, go here to the Most Feared promo, and you're going to see that if you exchange all the gold to Most Feared players, you're going to get Elite 1 Most Feared player. So that Switzer was a Gold 2 player, and I exchanged it, so that means I only need about 11 more of those gold players exchanged in order to get a free Most Feared player. By doing that, once I get this Most Feared player, then I'm going to be able to use that, exchange it, and once I exchange that Most Feared player, I'm going to be able to get more scales to get Brian Dawkins. Now, this is the main gist, and EA clearly tells you how to successfully do this promo. Look at the achievements. Every achievement is about what you're exchanging, right? Every achievement is about the golds that you exchange, the elites that you exchange. This is a promo where exchanging is necessary. I know you're going to get a gold player. I know you're going to get an elite player that you want to keep. I'm sorry, but you can't. You have to constantly exchange the golds, and you have to get those collectibles. Use those collectibles to play the events and get the elite minions. Use those minions to exchange and get more scales to get towards Brian Dawkins. So again, for a quick recap, go ahead and get at least 4 minions, 1 minion from each one of these masters before we do anything. Then play a master all the way through, get the 89 version of it, and then after that, you're going to continue to grind the live events, continue to try and get the free popcorn packs and as much popcorn as possible to play more events. Again, Overdrive is a connectability where if you play Overdrive, you're going to get popcorn. Excuse me, which that's going to be another benefit too as well. So it kind of looks a bit complicated, but remember, exchange, exchange, exchange. Exchange your golds. Get the collectibles. Use those collectibles and play the minion live events. Play this minion live event with your collectibles. And then once you get this second minion, then exchange more players and get more wolf collectibles, and then do the third minion again. And of course, it's going to go up in price each time for each minion, but it's going to be worth it in the end because you're going to be able to exchange, 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 and work your way towards getting the individual masters as well as progressing through the Brian Dawkins area. So that's kind of the basis. If I get more tips and tricks and ideas and kind of ways to go about this, I'll upload brand new methods consistently. So make sure you're subscribing, following, leaving a like, and subscribing to this amazing channel. Love you so much. Leave a like and subscribe. Antonio Brown jersey, free jersey sign giveaway from the fantasy footballers and myself. Check out the link in the description. Love you so much. Peace out.